Micah 5:2, whose goings forth have been from of old, from everlasting. If Jesus is just a man, then explain Micah 5:2, not the part about Bethlehem. That part's easy. That's where he was born. That's history. But it's the second half of the verse that shakes every false religion, every man-made doctrine, every pastor, priest, or imam who dares deny his divinity. Whose goings forth have been from of old, from everlasting. Everlasting. Not from Mary, not from Joseph, not from the moment in the manger, but from eternity past. Before time began, before stars were lit, before angels were formed, he already existed. Let that destroy the lie. You cannot be from everlasting and be created. You cannot come from eternity and be born for the first time in Bethlehem. Micah saw more than a birth. He saw pre-existence. He saw divinity cloaked in flesh. He saw the invisible step into the visible. This was no ordinary child. This was no mere prophet. This was the Ancient of Days, wrapped in swaddling clothes. Skeptics read it again. The prophecy is clear. Out of thee, Bethlehem, shall he come forth unto me that is to be ruler in Israel. Yes, a ruler would be born. But where did he come from before arriving there? Whose goings forth have been from of old. That Hebrew phrase is literally from eternity, the same phrase used of God alone. No one shares that description except Yahweh himself, and yet Micah gives it to the Messiah. So, how do you explain that? Pastors who say Jesus was just a man empowered by God, imams who say he was only a prophet, priests who say he was born at Bethlehem, and that's where his story began. If Jesus had no beginning, then your doctrine is false, your tradition is broken, and your altar is empty. Because eternity belongs to God alone. Isaiah 57:15 says, God inhabits eternity. Psalm 92 says, from everlasting to everlasting, thou art God. Yet Micah 5:2 says, the Messiah has come from everlasting. So if Jesus is from everlasting, then Jesus is God. Not by man's opinion, but by divine declaration. This was not some random poetic flourish. The Jews knew this verse. That's why in Matthew 2, when Herod asked the chief priests and scribes where the Messiah would be born, they quoted Micah 5:2. They understood this prophecy, and they knew that the Messiah wouldn't be just a man, he would be eternal. That's why the claim of Jesus shook the religious world, because he didn't just fit the place of birth, he fit the nature of God. He spoke of his pre-existence in John chapter 8:58. Before Abraham was, I am. He didn't say, I was created before Abraham. He said, I am, the same name God gave Moses from the burning bush, eternal, self-existent, uncreated. And if you still doubt, then answer this. Who but God has no beginning? Who but the Creator can step into his creation? Who but the eternal can be born in time and still claim to have existed before it? Micah spoke the truth, and his words echo into every false religion, every dead church, every denial of the Son's divine origin. He has come forth from everlasting. That means the manger was not the beginning. Bethlehem was not his starting point. It was his stepping stone. The one born in the stable is the one who spoke the universe into existence. So now the burden is on you, skeptic. You've read it, you've heard it. Whose goings forth have been from of old, from everlasting. Explain that. If Jesus is just a man, prove Micah wrong.